And sometimes I think that the most common misconception is mistaking agility with a tool or a specific framework.
As a coach, I think that's the main thing that you do. You help them, you guide them through that journey, and then you take your hands off. It's like the training wheels that come off the bike, and then you trust them to go the distance.
If you really love challenges, if you really like team work environment, collaboration, this is your place.
Today, we're here to talk about why we work agile.
Hey, hello everyone. I'm Victor. I've been working at Aldi DX as a Scrum Master for the last 2 years.
Hey everybody, I'm Karthik. I'm one of the agile coaches working here at LDDX. I've been here for 2 years. Today, we're going to discuss the topic of why we work agile. So Victor, when we talk about agility, the first thing that comes to mind is mindset, right? And in my opinion, in my experience, when organizations shift their mindset towards the right direction, I think that's when the true power of agility can be unlocked. When you think, act, and behave in the way it supports agility, I think you're headed in the right direction. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, 100% agree. Changing to agile, it's not an easy thing. It's really hard. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right?
True. Yep.
So, and even if you ask me, is there an organization out there that is truly agile? I really doubt that. But it's a great journey, and once you unlock that power in your teams, in your organization, there's a lot of growth that can happen, especially when you empower teams, add value, and so on. That we can discuss about a lot about that. So
Absolutely. And I want to pick on something that you said, that there aren't any organizations out there that are 100% agile. Now, we're in 2025, and I think we both can agree that there are a lot of organizations out there that are now shifting towards agility, and at least personally, it's a refreshing thing to observe. However, I also feel that there's still a lot of hesitation or doubt or misconception surrounding agility. What do you have to say about that?
yeah, sometimes I agree again. And sometimes I think that the most common misconception is mistaking agility with a tool or a specific framework, right?
Yeah.
So you're doing Scrum or you're Agile, you're doing Kanban or you're Agile, or many other frameworks that we have around, right? You're using Jira, however you're gonna call it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're Agile. Yeah, no. And then you have to go back again to the mindset and trying to explain the mindset and create culture within organizations. It's a journey. It's a fun journey. I think that there's always challenges, setbacks, blockers, and that's for me what makes it fun. And I don't know about you, what brought you into agility, or what do you think about it?
It's a great question. One that we're definitely here to unpack. Why do we work agile? To start with my personal experience, and I'm pretty sure we're either going to have the same answer or similar similarities in our answer. For me, the main thing about agility, or what brought me into agility, was a combination of the people aspect of it and the growth mindset. And when you put those two together, I think it's magic. Getting to work with people and having this failure culture where you learn from your mistakes and you want to do better and you want to learn and be better. I think that's the fundamental cornerstone of any organization, if you ask me, whether it's agility or not. That's a basic foundation. And to me, that's what drew me towards agility.
And let me ask you this: when you think about the key concepts of agility, because we're talking about like on a very broad aspect about agility, right? But when you think about, okay, yes, what are the, I don't know, two, three main things that make agility really stand out and work? What would you say?
To me, I'd say the first thing is, going back to my previous answer, growth mindset. The second thing would be having a value driven focus. And I think servant leadership. I'd put it up there, in the top three.
Like how it's been your journey when it comes to agility, adding value, and all these topics here at AliDX?
Whew, that's a very interesting question. I think to start off with, transformations are never smooth sailing. I think that's been a very interesting journey for me. But also taking that next step to work with the wider organization, to work with our leadership, it has been truly a pleasure, I would say. And just getting to guide them along this journey, understanding where different people in the hierarchy ladder sit with regards to their experience and understanding of agility, and trying to tailor sort of the learning program or tailor your coaching techniques to suit that individual or group of individuals. For me, that's been sort of the learning journey for myself, I would say. It's been a growth for me. And also focusing on the products that we build over here. We're a product centric company. We're trying to build products to make sure that our customers have the right products, and therefore I would like to think that we have that value driven focus, and we try to define the value based on what the customer expects, and we try our level best to deliver to that. So I think we're in the right direction for the transformation. It's just a question of how do we keep the momentum going, and build from there.
And you were saying, you were talking about empowerment, right? And I think that's, as I said it before, for me that's the next one, like big
Big
thing.
topic.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because what does it mean? Like when you're empowering something, that doesn't mean that you're giving them like a set list or a list of tasks to, hey guys, do this, or doesn't mean that like you just lay back and you expect the team or the developers just, or the organization does everything. And before jumping to you, I can tell you what I think
I would
about it.
yeah, I'd like to hear that.
And I always like to compare it with simple things. Everything, that's basically me, just comparing things with simple things in life. So for example, I was thinking about a garden, right?
Yep.
So what you do in a garden, if you have a garden, is you try to provide nutrients to the soil, you try to provide the water, and then you have the seeds. And the seeds and the plants, once you provide all of it, they do their own thing, right? They flower, they bloom, they grow. And I think that's how I usually compare empowerment. You provide the best environment that you can, trying to create culture and coach however you can, and then let it grow, and then it happens.
I think that's the perfect analogy, Vic. It's very inspiring, I would say, definitely, to hear that analogy. And to me, it's something similar as well. And if I have to take a sort of step back, I would say, when I was playing football when I was younger, our coach used to say something that it still resonates with me. And in certain aspects, I carry that along with me as a scrum master, as an agile coach, which is, as a coach, I can help you, I can guide you, I can train you, and I can show you how to do things. However, when it's game day, it's you 11 versus them 11. And when you're playing out there as a coach, I'm not going to be there on the field. I'm going to be on the sidelines. I'm going to be cheering you, guiding you, and telling you, how things are going. But at the end of the day, I trust you to get the job done. And to me, I think empowerment and trust go hand in hand. So it's about having that honest conversation with your teams, understanding the potential of the team members. People would have different skills, so understanding the variation in those skills as well, and helping them unlock those skills, helping them understand their potential and grow. And as a coach, I think that's the main thing that you do. You help them, you guide them through that journey, and then you take your hands off. It's like the training wheels that come off the bike, and then you trust them to go the distance. So to me, that's how I would see empowerment.
Yeah, I really like your analogy with the team. I was going in my mind, it's like, okay, I'm not a really big fan of football, but a big fan of basketball, for example.
Yep.
And I was thinking about, okay, my favorite team when I was growing up, of course, Chicago Bulls back in the 90s, right? You have Phil Jackson, and I always think about, if I could be like, what's my goal of being like that inspiring person that takes the teams to the highest of the levels.
True.
Phil Jackson. And you could see like I don't know if I'm getting there anytime soon, but
it's good to dream, right?
It's a good analogy. It's a good analogy. Yeah,
absolutely. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you have any questions or want to get in touch with us, leave a comment below.